welcome to an episode of
a deep dive
Deep dive.
Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah, we have all seen it. I'm Rebecca. I've got Jay and Kat and Shannon here with me.
Gang.
Right out of the gate, what are we thinking? Initial out the hot reactions for Thor 4. What are we giving it?
So fun.
It's fun. Yeah, that I immediately Rebecca said on the show, she gives it a B+, not as good as Ragnarok, but it's right there. It just felt like a continuation with the fun of Ragnarok. So
right. I think like I give it all the stars out of stars.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as good as Ragnarok, but Ragnarok was so good because it was so like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Ragnarok was
Ragnarok
so
was a
out of
surprise.
left field. It was so out of left field, and we were caught all off guard. But still incredibly the Love and Thunder, very good. I didn't feel things as much as I would have liked to. I mean, the end definitely got me. I cannot deny that, because there's always going to be some sad things at the end. But let's just talk about some things that we absolutely loved. I'll go first. Screaming goats.
Oh my god,
dude! Whoever decided on that shit I love Screaming Goats, one, but I just loved like how it would get like too intense, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you'd hear, ah! And I just go, ah!
I saw an article. I didn't read it, but I saw an article that said Taika Waititi was inspired by the Taylor Swift meme of the Screaming Goats.
But there's actually some in Asgardian lore. There were two goats that would pull.
Yeah, and they have the names. Yeah, they have the names. I don't know the names off the top of my head, but those, yes, you are absolutely correct, Shannon. Those are based on the Norse mythology goats.
Yeah.
The Screaming Goats they just made it fun. They made it. I mean, you know that this is first of all, if you're watching this movie, please know that it is a comedy.
Yeah,
it is not like with the seriousness of the Eternals.
Yeah, I mean, it's Taika Waititi. You're not going to get a serious movie. You're not going to get a serious movie, but you are going to get some serious themes.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. So relax.
Yeah. One other. Oh, what's up, Shannon? You going?
Oh, and I just say I love Korg so much.
Korg.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then he was kind of the narrator of the film too. It was just fantastic.
We are spoilers, obviously spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing spoilers.
When they absolutely decimate Korg,
me and Jen both grabbed each other. We grabbed each other. I'm like, we're both like, no. Yeah.
And thank God he easily regrew his body.
Yeah.
And
when he was just
met Dwayne.
With the mustache.
Yeah.
Rock's out here having mustaches and shit. I was like, all right, that's different.
That conversation while Valkyrie was getting drunk and he was just a face. Maybe laughed so
He talks about
hard.
how Korgs are made, like how baby Korgs are made.
Yeah. You think
they hold hands over a lava pit. They hold hands over a lava pit, and then when they pull apart, a baby is made.
And
or
he goes,
something like that.
He goes, You think those two will hold hands over over a lava pit and have a baby?
Yeah.
And Valkyrie goes, no.
Another aspect that I absolutely loved about this movie was making Stormbreaker a character.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Giving Stormbreaker the aspect of jealousy.
Jealous thing.
Because every time Thor would try to reconnect with Mjolnir and touch or hold Mjolnir, Stormbreaker just floated into frame.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Slowly floated in.
Hey, hi.
Hi.
Hey. Nothing's going on here. Just trying to reconnect with an old friend,
Yeah, just reconnecting, everything good. What's up?
Yeah, and let's just get right to it.
Yeah, wait, hold on. You brought up Stormbreaker, but we got to bring up Mjolnir because what Dr. Jane
I was segueing into it. Dr. Jane Foster, the mighty Thor.
Eat my fucking hammer. Let's go.
This movie did something that I absolutely love when movies do. They did not hold your hand when telling the story. They just put it all out there and they gave you all the pieces, kind of like a broken
She has cancer.
She has cancer. She starts researching Mjolnir as she goes to New Asgard, which is turned into a theme park now.
So funny.
When she sees Mjolnir, because Mjolnir cannot be lifted from the place where Hela broke it, Mjolnir just starts lighting up and shit happens. And then we don't know exactly what happens after that. But when we return to New Asgard, she's Thor, baby. And she's been Thor for a day or two.
Yeah.
And that's it. And there's little explanations throughout the movie. Like we see a montage of Jane and Thor's life together right before they broke up. And he asks Mjolnir to always protect her. And so when Jane gets sick, that's why she feels Mjolnir calling to her, because Mjolnir says, I have a promise.
Which I thought was
such
a great touch.
It was so good. And like I said, the movie doesn't hold your hand. It gives you the pieces and you're smart enough, you can figure it out.
Yeah.
But Mjolnir made a promise to protect Jane. And so she's sick. Mjolnir made a promise and it's ultimately kills her, because every time she becomes the mighty Thor, her body loses the strength to fight off the cancer. So ultimately, big sad day for Jane.
And I love when she first shows up, the shit that the hammer does now. That it breaks it
up
like
it breaks apart.
The shards explode everywhere.
And just kill the shit out of everything and come back.
The theater Kat and I were in, when we all saw the shards of Mjolnir just kind of break apart, we were all just like,
it's extremely cool. This is cool. Yeah, extremely cool. Yeah, and then so Gore, Christian Bale, the God Butcher, I thought he did a phenomenal job.
Yes, a lot of people are talking about how good
Christian Bale was.
I would have liked to have seen more of him.
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't see him enough.
He said that there was some stuff cut out. There was some stuff with him and Goldblum that they recorded as the collector.
And Dinklage, too.
Yeah. So that's kind of a bummer, right?
Yeah, apparently they cut a ton of stuff. They filmed a lot.
Taika said his original cut was something like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
And they went to a ton of different planets and places.
I would have loved to see that.
The best is when we were watching it, when Bale first comes up, right? Before at the beginning part.
The very beginning,
Yeah, and I look at Jen, I go, do you know who that is? And she goes, no. And I go, it's fucking Christian Bale.
That's
Mr.
Machinist
takes a second,
himself.
yeah.
And she didn't know. Right? She didn't know that he was in it.
Oh, yeah.
And she's just like, no. I'm like, yes, because he was kind of unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until you got like some really close-ups on his face.
It's basically until you see his teeth.
Right.
You're like, oh.
Well, the biggest thing, the biggest thing was like, so this arc in the comics, I don't know. I'm not familiar with Gore at all. Like when I saw it, I was like, all right, cool. Kind of looks like Voldemort with a nose. Like, fine.
They screen tested without the nose too, and they said it looked awful.
Yeah, and it looked like Voldemort. Yeah,
right. But like, I give credit where credit is due. Like, I'm reading a lot of articles that are saying that, that Gore is up there with Killmonger. Like as far as villain wise, like where people like really felt where this dude was coming from, because he shows up, he has been a devout whatever the fuck he is, and has been following his religion and is asking for grace and forgiveness and blessings, and then he finally sees his God. Like, okay, let's be real for a second. If you are delusional and desperate enough to see your God, and then you are able to see them in an oasis, and then you plead for them and say, yo, I've been your best disciple, I'm the only one left, please save my daughter. And then so his cause, and then your God laughs at you,
right,
and mocks you
and gets mad at you for eating your fruit,
and tells you that there is no afterlife for you.
There is no eternal reward,
right. And within the first 10 minutes, like is you're just like, yeah, I'm kind of on like team Christian
Gore.
Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you go to Omnipotent City where we meet all of the gods and Russell Crowe. Can we just take
my God.
Russell Crowe.
Talk about Russell Crowe.
Almost unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Like I didn't recognize him the first shot. I was like, who is this?
He's thick and he's got this silly accent. And I just want to recreate for you my most favorite moment that Russell Crowe does. It's when he's stepping off the platform to go talk to Thor.
Skirt?
Yes. Y'all can't hear this, but it's
a little skirt
and he
flip.
does his whole just like little turn and flourish. And he's like, I'm Zeus.
I am Zeus.
But I mean, if you Zeus, he was kind of like a piece of shit, or a total piece of shit.
Like a giant piece of shit.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So the whole scene in Omnipotent City.
Well, and see, that's the thing this is where I was like, oh, this movie's great for kids. And then you get to Omnipotent City and then it's like, maybe this movie's not for kids. Because like, Dad, what's an orgy? Why am I uninvited to it?
Yeah.
I would just go, it's another word for a big meal.
I wouldn't lie to these kids. I would call it a sex party. And then they're going to ask me what sex is. And then I have to explain that.
See?
And that's why you're the cool aunt.
That's why I'm the cool aunt. We'll watch The Boys. It'll explain the whole thing for you.
That's right. Eat a
the
raisin.
whole cycle.
Yeah. Another thing about this movie, I noticed about 20 minutes in, they didn't drop a title card.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of weird. But then when Korg is wrapping up the movie and says they were known as Love and Thunder, and then the movie ends.
Yeah.
That got me.
I was curious about that.
Got me.
Yeah. That one, like, because that was an unexpected twist. I mean, like, I know we're glossing over and we're getting to the ending.
We are glossing over a lot because Thor is now taking pages out of the Star Wars playbook, and now we have a single dad Thor who is taking Gore's previously passed away daughter, who she gets reborn with like the power of a god.
Sure.
Eternity.
Fine.
Whatever. I don't know. Thor's a single dad now.
Yeah, but honestly, like it actually brought it full circle because what Gore was originally asking for was just like, please save my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's like he didn't really give a shit about. And like, okay, I gotta go back to Gore because he shows up with these frontal lobe tattoos from their religion. But as you see his character slowly digress into the necrosword, you see those tattoos and those markings. They are scarred over. Mm-hmm. Like all of his markings are scarred over as he becomes more and more Gore. And it was, I was like absolutely enthralled with Christian Bale just because of the fact he's scaring the kids in the cage,
which apparently he did. Just apparently his makeup was so scary. The kids actually were terrified of him on set.
Wow.
It's understandable.
Yeah. Understandable.
And he just, in his performance though, too. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. The man doesn't miss. Honestly, the man doesn't miss.
A lot of people may sleep on, I don't know, however you feel about Christian Bale, like he shows up for this movie and like a lot of people, I don't know, like when you see a name like Christian,
he could have been just like chewing the scenery.
He could have phoned in.
I agree,
but
I didn't expect him to show up, and he did.
Yeah,
I do wonder if because in doing the press tour for this movie, I wonder if he is like, what the fuck did I sign up for? Because I saw a clip. Somebody asked him if he had to put a rat in his mouth, would he rather do it face first or tail first?
Oh, yeah.
And he's just sitting there like, what have I signed up for?
Welcome to the MCU.
Welcome to the MCU, man. We're asking weird ass questions.
Yep.
What do you guys think about all of the Guns N' Roses? Because this movie is strictly Guns N' Roses.
My wife loves her some classic rock and loves her some GNR was rocking her whole way through it.
I was for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad we can all. Jay, it doesn't sound like you're on board.
Baby, go ahead, baby, hit him.
I feel like it was just enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And there were some good song choices. So yeah, I'm just enough.
That's that's also why this movie gets a B+ from me, because there's no needle drop quite like Immigrant Song.
Yeah. I thought it was just like, it was fine. It was the adequate amount of GNR.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Cool.
I mean,
cool.
Welcome to the Jungle is severely overused. And so anytime I hear it in a song, I'm like, it better. But they hit us with Screaming Goats. So I was like, all right, well, this warrants Welcome to the Jungle. Goats would be in the jungle fucking screaming because they probably get hunted by lions. That's my brain.
Whenever I hear Welcome to the Jungle and he goes, I'm going to bring it to your knees. I'm going to make you bleed. I go, well, I don't feel very welcome in this jungle at all.
Right. Wait, so...
Sir?
Sir? You're going to make me what?
That's not very welcoming at all.
There two things made me enjoy this movie because, like, honestly, you know, I said it on the podcast, but I saw my friends and I couldn't help but as I watched this at moments, I saw Shannon and Tony as Thor and Korg bickering back and forth.
I can see it.
It made it fun for me. It made it really fun because, and I mean, like, and Shannon, as your boy, I mean, no disrespect to that. Like, it made it fun because I know you as a dude, and I know how you and Tony interact, and it's very similar to your dynamic. It's really fun to see.
Well, yeah, I'm really pissed at you thinking I was Thor. Jesus.
Well,
yeah.
Shannon also has a back tattoo that says R.I.P. Loki.
Oh yeah, that's right. We get to okay.
Oh yeah.
We are 16 minutes into this, and you now are just 2 women are on this. 2 females.
It's called restraint, Jay. It's called restraint. I can't just open the podcast with "Let's talk about naked."
Like, so
Chris
about that
Hemsworth.
ass,
that
right?
Dorito
That
man ass. Very good. It's very good.
Me and Shannon are just going to sit out and let y'all just talk about the
ass.
ass.
Man, I was like, that's a nice ass.
Yeah, that's all.
The best part was in the theater that we were in, like, you hear this quiet gasp, and then you all of a sudden you hear one dude in the back go, "Nice." Like, it was just nice. Like, we were all thinking it.
And apparently Thor's dick is so big it'll make a lady pass out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the credits, those women are called the Zeusettes. Like,
the Zeusettes. Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
I love that. Oh my god.
I watched the call. And those women are called the Zeusettes.
That's why you watch That's why you watch the credits. You got to catch fun stuff like that.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I will shout out the credits for a second because you look at the effects people on this, the CGI people. You realize
so
how
many, yeah.
So this movie bounced around from so many different studios, from VFX studios to get this done. It was really, really fun, and there's some great visuals. When we get to see Omnipotent City and see how massively beautiful, I was like, oh wow.
You know what I love too is when it went black and white, the way they did the coloring.
Yeah.
Like just those flashes of color from when stuff lit up. That was really cool.
Yeah. Kat, what were you gonna say?
I am really curious, Rebecca. I don't know if you saw this, but when I was looking over some articles for this, I guess Natalie Portman said at one point that she didn't specify which scene it was, but she said one of the most visually beautiful scenes in this movie was shot in a Best Buy parking lot.
Oh my God, what?
They set up green. She doesn't say which one, but they set up green screens in just a massive Best Buy parking lot. And so she's like, anytime I watch this movie, I just think that was a Best Buy.
Oh my God.
I just thought that was
weird.
Fascinating.
I'm gonna do some research.
I know. I feel like it might be Omnipotent City.
I feel like because it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning.
100%
but
has a Best Buy.
But here's the thing: this movie was also the first MCU movie to be filmed on the volume. So there's a lot of scenes that are filmed on the volume.
I'm sorry for
the volume. How they filmed Mandalorian on that big LED
dome
sound stage.
Okay, I follow.
But we haven't talked at all about Natalie Portman. And Natalie Portman, you forget she can be funny, and she is in this movie. Mm-hmm. She does it very well.
No one has ever forgotten Natalie Portman was funny. If you've ever watched SNL and seen her fucking rap,
her Star Wars raps, they're incredible. I do want to have a conversation with the person in charge of wigs, though. All of the wigs in this movie were very bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what Jen said.
I did not notice that.
The wigs were very bad.
Jen agrees with you guys.
Cutscene.
Wait, so talking to wigs.
Yeah, any of Natalie Portman's hairstyles, all just really bad wigs.
Really?
Yes, agreed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huh. Mm-hmm. How did y'all catch that?
That's because we know.
Because you look at her.
We know. Have you seen it?
Have you seen it? But you know.
Yeah, like, before...
I loved on the ark or the boat or whatever. Did you notice the place where they went in to drink? The sign from Cocktail was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Laugh. I'm like, why did they do that? That's great.
Why not? Yeah. Before to wrap this up, my theater was a dud, which is very disappointing because I love to go to Marvel movie opening nights because of the audience.
And that's why I went opening night on taking your, a page out of your book.
It's so much fun, but my theater was a dud except for the first end credit scene. Zeus he's got the old Qui-Gon Jinn been stabbed through.
Oh my God, here we go.
And
he's like, they used to fear us.
He's given this speech and you don't know who he's talking to, but then it's revealed he's talking to her. He's talking to Hercules, and who's playing Hercules? Fucking Roy Kent. And my theater started doing the chant, and so we're all like, "He's here! He's there! He's everywhere!"
Oh my God!
And my friend that I was with has never seen Ted Lasso, so he's like, "What is happening?" And I'm like, "You have to watch Ted Lasso."
But the fact that he's in it's one of the most comics accurate costumes I've ever seen.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah. I immediately saw it and I was like, oh shit.
That's Marvel's Hercules.
It's unmistakable.
Yeah.
How amazing.
Yeah. And I was so happy. I was just so happy. He's one of my favorite characters.
Is he that hairy? Is he that hairy?
Yes.
He's great. I love to see it.
Yeah.
I am a little worried about separating Roy Kent and Hercules in my mind, but
yeah, right.
Now, we'll make it happen.
I hope it's the same. I hope he plays him like Roy Kent.
Just grunting.
Like, what I'm wondering though is, okay, so we had Harry Styles as Star Fox, and now we had Roy Kent as Hercules. But what if they just never come back?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm kind of wondering, like, how are they going to set up these characters? Because where are they going to be?
Well, okay, so the second, the very end scene after credits
in Valhalla.
Where Jane is in Valhalla and is greeted by
Heimdall. That was awesome.
I'm so glad.
So that's also comics accurate. And so, like, she was dead for a while. Like, same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a bunch of people have to come out of Valhalla for this comic events called War of the Realms.
Yeah, I remember this.
So we could see maybe they're not setting up Secret Wars. Maybe they're setting up War of the Realms.
That's a really good point, Shannon, because Ms. Marvel is dealing a lot with realms.
Yeah, and I think it's all just different dimensions now. You know
and the next Ant-Man movie is Quantumania.
I could have, and I could have sworn, have they referred to like the throne of Ysidro and how it's a conduit, like to all the different realms and all that shit? Like,
not on anything yet. So, but I really think that's what they're setting up, and maybe that's where we see like Star Fox and Hercules again, or
how interesting.
I don't know. Or maybe we get them in first of all, Guardians of the Galaxy.
My buddies.
We get a teaser of that in the beginning of the movie, and for a minute, I thought I forgot that. What's that?
I didn't hate Chris Pratt. Yeah,
I know. Star-Lord has closure, a lot of it.
Yeah, they really set that up, don't they?
Yeah, but honestly, I was freaked out. Like, raise your hand if you were a little bit freaked out. Like, did I miss a Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah, I was like, did they drop a new one while I was sleeping in quarantine?
One of my friends that I was with was like, wait, where's Gamora? And I was like, I don't have time to explain this to you.
There was a solid 30 seconds where I was like, where's Gamora? And I was like, oh shit, bro. No. And then you see Gilmore Girls man as new Yondu, I guess.
Oh, that is he on Gilmore Girls?
Yes.
Well, he was. Yeah. That's James Gunn's brother.
Yes. Yes. I interviewed him.
He
and you don't know his name?
Yeah.
His name in Gilmore Girls is Kirk. That's all I know.
But no, he's new Yondu. He had the new. He took
Yondu's thing.
Yeah, he took
Yondu's
it at
spin.
They actually showed that in the Last Guardians where he took
They
that.
did. Yeah, they did.
But I never caught that, and so I'm late to the party on that. But like, it was cool to kind of tease us this Guardians of the Galaxy version where Thor's kind of been hanging out, and it was cool to see that that Thor was kind of with Guardians, but not really because he was doing so much work on himself and meditating.
Yeah.
And the whole splits, he did the split between the.
Holy shit!
That was a bit much.
He fucking no, because that was he
did the Hasselhoff. Wasn't that Hasselhoff?
No, that was
Jean-Claude Van Damme. My bad.
Yeah, and I was like,
that I did the moments with the Guardians. That all really felt like an 80s movie too. The dialogue, the visuals of it, it felt really honed in on like 80s movie aesthetic.
Well,
right.
And I love the fact that I think that Thor and Star-Lord have the best like on-screen chemistry.
I love the scene where he is basically gifting him his own ship.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was very reminiscent of the whole captain scene of, well, we all know who's in charge. So that was
of course.
And he goes, and while I look into the eyes of my crew, and he keeps trying to get out of Star-Lord's gaze.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It was
and the rest of the people are just like, oh, this fucking guy. I think they were ready for that guy to be gone. You know what I mean?
But the best part, the villagers that were like calling on for Thor to save their god, they were like, yeah, you're another god. We're happy to have you, but please leave. Like, please.
You broke.
I don't want to talk about it.
Destroyed our temple. Please leave. Take these goats. We hate these goats.
I gotta talk about real quick because a lot of people. So we saw the movie on Thursday. Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we showed like I went to work on Friday morning, and everyone was asking me like, "Oh, you guys went to go see Thor? You know, how would you describe it?" I just the shortest way I can say is like people are gonna love it or they're gonna hate it, and I was like. I've already seen the tweets. If you really want a fun way to just like search Twitter, type in Thor space agenda, and you just look at
God.
Yeah, I know, but there were moments where you see this movie does get the Disney treatment, and where the kids get temporarily empowered for a limited time only.
I thought it was
that was great.
That's a Disney ride. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a Disney ride. I don't give a shit what it is. Like that's a Disney experience. Is where you get to beat up shadow monsters with
a
Thor.
teddy bear.
I'm so sorry, guys. This is wholly unrelated to what we are talking about. But if you listened to Geekshow Podcast this week, and who recommended I follow John Cena on Twitter, John Cena has followed me back. Everybody,
what?
Big news, big day over here. Anyway,
But I will say this. So I love that show with the kids, and kids love it because I had a theater, and the whole I think almost the front two rows were all kids, right?
That's awesome.
And they didn't make talk and stuff, but they would cheer at the right times and do the thing. And when that movie got over, the kids just all stood up and they were fucking freaking out, man. Running around the theater, just
all jacked up on Mountain
Dew. It was a really good moment for kids.
Well, no, and they were just jacked up on that movie, right?
That's cool.
It was like when my grandma was dragging me out of Pete's Dragon when I was a kid, and I was pointing at all the people in line for the next show. I'm like, "You're gonna love this fucking movie!"
Yeah, the theater.
Oh yeah, and
the theater
everybody freaked out.
The theater we were at, as we were leaving, because we went to the 8:35 showing, and there was like a 7:30 and a 6:30, but people were just leaving the 6:30, and there were young teenagers there was a lady Thor, Mighty Thor. There was a Mighty Thor dressed up.
Mighty Thor or Dr. Jane Foster.
Yeah, there was a Dr. Jane Foster, which by the way, there were people cosplaying, and there was a lot. I mean, her and I saw. We've seen the theater that we go to. We've seen Joker at. We've seen Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. We've seen Black Widow. We've seen Multiverse of Madness. We've seen Spider-Man: No Way Home at this theater, but this movie brought out the young people. Like it definitely seemed a lot younger in our theater, and it was just fun. Like honestly, I want to see this movie again. I felt like I was so wrapped up playing mental catch up. Like, oh shit, Gamora died. Oh shit, Star-Lord lost a little bit of weight, and he kind of hates people when he's not Star-Lord, and but he's kind of problematic when he's not Star-Lord. And then I was like, oh shit, get a look at Drax. This might be the last time we see Drax. Like, I couldn't take my eyes off of Drax because he's not signed on for, his character's not signed on. And I don't know. There was just so much with this movie that I truly, truly enjoyed. Still a B+ for me, though.
I can't believe nobody's given a shout out to the performance that stole the movie for me, and that was Melissa McCarthy.
Oh my God!
And Matt Damon. Yep.
He didn't say no. All right.
He didn't say no. Yeah.
One of my most annoying habits is pointing out that Melissa McCarthy and Ben Falcone are married. And when they're all on stage bowing, Ben Falcone is there. He's like the stage director or something, but he's right next to her and they're all bowing together. And I just love that for them.
Who is the guy that plays Thor? Is he anybody?
He's the other Hemsworth. He's the Hemsworth that's in Westworld.
Yeah, I was like, why does he look...
least attractive Hemsworth.
I was like, why does he look so familiar?
A lot, right?
Yeah, he's still a good-looking guy. I was just like, wow,
you're fucking ugly for a Hemsworth. I say,
Sam
Neill. Thank you.
You got Sam Neill there as Odin.
As Odin. Oh
my God! And he's just dropping glitter and then crawling off stage. Holy shit!
I know we've backtracked a lot, but I do want to talk about Valkyrie. Like Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie, it was awesome to see her in as the new Asgard King. Which, by the way, I totally want a new Asgard King jersey.
Yeah.
But
yeah, those are cool.
But it was a little bit of a bummer to see Valkyrie and Sif kind of take a back seat. Like, it was cool to find out that Sif is still very much alive.
Oh yeah, lost an arm.
Yeah, but it was just like, I did want to see a little bit more Valkyrie and Sif, and I this is one of those movies where I hope there's a director's cut, because I want to see my Jeff Goldblum. I want to see, I just want to see more scenes. I want to know more about this movie. I want to see more on Omnipotent City. Like, I do hope there's a director's cut.
But like, I love how Valkyrie, she's like monetized New Asgard, right?
Cruise ships.
They had nothing. They had nothing. They needed. They had literally nothing. They needed that to like really rebuild their.
Yeah, she's ripping like roller coaster seats off of the ship and everything.
The ship, yeah,
that was great. Like, and this movie, as you watch it, like, people are going to be critical of it because
people stink, but yeah.
It quote unquote has an LGBTQIA plus agenda, which it doesn't. It's just folks being folks.
Well, those rocks is gay.
Yeah,
they're
rocks
also
is gay.
Fake. They're also aliens.
That Norwegian black kid just wants to be called by a different name. He can see y'all, but he can't see everything. He can't see the eyes of God. Like a true Christian. All right, but what was my point? God damn it. Baby, help me out. What was I excited about?
I have ADHD. You're asking me?
Oh, shit. Yay, we're doing our best. Well,
but also at one point, Natalie Portman did describe this movie as, quote, so gay.
I think, yeah. If you watch her reaction, I think she was like, yeah, it's so gay.
For those who couldn't see Rebecca roll her eyes, it was great.
Done masterfully.
I think we have talked a lot about this movie. I think we should wrap it up. Final thoughts? Final parting words?
Go see it. If you want to have a good time, go see it. Good time popcorn movie.
I think it was nice to get something, as far as movie-wise, something kind of light after Multiverse of Madness, because that got pretty dark. So it was nice to just go see something fun.
There was a lot of MCU, like hardcore MCU stuff, because we had No Way
Bravado.
Home. yeah, we had No Way Home, and then we had Multiverse of Madness, and so I think I agree, Kat. It was really nice to just have let's just have a chuckle and enjoy the characters we love.
And especially how, the world is all stinky right now.
Yeah.
Right.
It was nice to leave that for a while.
Real quick, I'm sorry, but we get multiple shots of Celestials, alive and dead.
Oh, dude. When they showed Eternity, that is straight out of the comics.
It's 100%.
It looked really cool.
The 9-year-old in me was just stunned.
Same.
That I was seeing Eternity on the screen, and I just
This movie, my final thoughts is look around as much as you possibly can because there's a lot to see. It's a very beautiful movie. It does borrow. There were times where I'm like, okay, we got a little bit of Harry Potter going on. We got a little bit of 300 fight scenes. We got a little bit of Sin City, but it was still fun to watch. Like, you take those 3 movies and then it's like, I still enjoyed it. It was fun. Bring your popcorn. I didn't finish mine, but it's tasty. Take it, and please take a shower before you go see it. Because
the row in front of us did not.
The row in front of it was 6 people, and they smelled like 80 dead bodies. It was
no.
Watch them be like the only New England Geek Show fans. And they'll be like, well, forget this.
Whoopsie doodles. Well, thank you guys for taking the time to chat about Thor. I really appreciate it, and we had a lot of fun. Excelsior, everybody.
No.
Also, if you draw on Mjolnir, it does not wash off.